Welcome into Hot Topic here on Morning Kicker, and not just your favorite store at the mall. It is the hottest segment of the day. I'm Robert Kerr, in the middle, Jason Davis on the far side, our expert on World Cup tickets. It's a convoluted process. We had you on, and you gave us great information about the opening of this window, but 11 o'clock today, the door slammed shut. Welcome on in.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you for coming back. So last time, as Rob said, last time we talked to you, we were on the eve, essentially, of the opening of the first phase. That was your word. I'm guessing that's what FIFA call a phase.
That is phase, right? It is a phase at the end of the day. Yes.
Visa card holders getting an opportunity. So how did it go? Let's take stock.
Yeah, how's it going? How's it going?
What curse word can I use? No, it was a total cluster F, to say the least, for the first 4 hours. Okay, so what happened is that Infantino was drumming up support, several hours before. I think the day before, he's like, "Hey, a big thing's happening tomorrow." I was like, "We know it's the phase one." 11 a.m. comes around, no email, no notification of where do people go. They basically left it up to the universe to go find where you got to go apply for these. Again, not the tickets, but to be in the line to then be able to buy the tickets. And it was just a mess. I, on that day, probably processed about 1,000 DMs on my Instagram alone. TikTok had like 500 comments. People were just panicking, as you would imagine. I knew, or at least I had a feeling, you know what? I'm not going to go in on 11 a.m. This is probably going to be slammed. But I was indeed expecting an email from FIFA or somebody to tell us where to go, to tell where everyone needed to go. It was not until I personally received an email at 1:39 p.m. Eastern time when finally the email drops, "Hey, you should go to this link." Like, thanks, FIFA. Should have told everyone at 11 a.m. As you said, the registration phase was open. So that first 4 hours was just a mess for people. They're trying to log in, refresh, they're getting booted out. Unfortunately, some people did not realize it was only sponsored by Visa. And so, you needed to have the Visa card. And it was just a total mess. I finally got in, or I attempted to get in, I should say, at 10:30 p.m. with the FIFA app. So I downloaded the app on my phone, applied through my phone, done in 10 minutes. So they didn't tell people that there was also this option too. A lot of people were telling me, "Hey, do this, do that," or "Hey," it was a community effort to be able to apply for tickets on that day. So that's just on the application process alone.
That's kind of wild. So as this process is going on, so that first day was rough. People had to choose their own adventure to find their way to these tickets that they've been wanting to get their hands on for, decades plus for some people, I'm sure. And then so as this last 9 days has gone on for phase one, has it been okay, or has there been other issues come up?
No. So an issue popped up about right. No, just no. Just of course, there's always issues, right? About 8 hours later, or I should say, there started being some comments as I was sifting through the almost 2,000 comments I had. Some people were saying, "Hey, is it one application per person or one application per household?" And I'm like, "Wait, what do you mean?" So I was hosting my YouTube live stream the next day, and they were telling me, "Travel, check out this question and check out the other question." So there's two specific questions. I don't have them listed here with me, but they were contradicting each other. One question was like, "Hey, the person has a limit of 4 tickets per game, total of 40 for the tournament." Cool. And which is its own issues, which we can talk about afterwards. But then in another separate question, it said 1 application per household. And as we had said, the household is defined as by the address matching both the application and the Visa credit card. So now that sent people into a flurry, so much so that you probably saw the article by Henry Bushnell, which I was quoted in, because I was talking with Henry Bushnell and coordinating our conversations with FIFA, and not coordinating, but I should say, like, "Hey, what have you heard? Hey, what have you heard?" Everyone was trying to figure out from FIFA what the hell was this 1 application per household rule. As noted in that Athletic article, 3 different responses given by FIFA, one to Henry, then one to the Athletic, and one to me. God knows how many other responses they gave to other people, but it was basically of we'll take the first one. Don't worry about deleting the second or third one, which a bunch of people had already done by that point. After I basically said, "Hey, it's only 1 application. Whoopsies, go back and delete those. But then they said, we'll figure it out. That's basically how they're going to go ahead and do this whole sifting through the applications to see whether it's a wife and husband, or whether it's roommates, or whether it's, for example, as one of my followers messaged me, what if my husband and I don't share the last name, which is the case in my marriage. We don't share the last name. So like, could we apply separately? Like,
yeah.
And
you know what?
Have that attention to detail on the rollout. Who's to say? Like, there's not a lot of confidence instilled that the attention to detail will come on the back end.
This is the kind of thing that screams to me. They're going to use AI. They're going to use AI to go through.
They already said they're going to use AI and a team of humans, which was also kind of like a team of humans. Really, who are we using? Chimpanzees here to do this? Like, it's humans, right? So I think the problem with all this entire process is the lack of transparency and clarity in all this, right? How do you update the FAQ the day of when this application phase opens? That's why I didn't catch it. That's why a lot of people didn't catch it beforehand. That was the confusion. They tell FIFA, go apply. Well, not there. They literally didn't tell people where to apply. But also, oh, by the way, there's only one application per household, which we didn't tell anybody, except go to the FAQ, which is a link that is quite, like, it's difficult to share.
Who reads the FAQ? Who reads the FAQ?
And the terms and conditions, because I did have access to that document. I go back to it, it's like, oh crap, it did say it. They're one application per household. But again, who reads the terms and conditions of anything these days? Yeah. So the cynic in me wants to believe, I think they did this as a data mining operation. Get all of the requests, oh, look, people are interested in going to New York and Miami and Mexico City, variable price it. Right, because then that's the next point where FIFA actually was, safe to say, annoyed at me for calling it dynamic pricing when I was like, no, but you guys haven't said whether it was dynamic pricing or variable pricing. It really doesn't matter. The point is, people think you're doing this, and you are going to do some sort of form of dynamic pricing. It was after the mayoral candidate for New York City, Zoran Mondani, said, hey, FIFA, no dynamic pricing. I think you guys covered it on your show as well.
Yes.
I have jokingly said Mondani won the debate because FIFA is no longer doing dynamic pricing. They're doing variable pricing. But it wasn't because of Mondani, but FIFA has also not been clear about how they're going to do this, right? So then this whole, I guess you could say, conspiracy theory or reckless speculation on my end is, look, I think FIFA was wanting to do a data mining operation, get all the interest of which games or which cities people wanted to go to, and variable price that. Because I think that's how they're going to make this operation work. Some cities are going to have more expensive games, not because Argentina or England or Italy is going to play there. It's just because it's either New York or Miami or Mexico City. I think that's how they're going to do it. That's what some information I've gotten is leading me to believe it. If I'm wrong, fantastic. Let me be wrong, please. But that's what I think is what they were trying to do with this whole confusion. And all they achieved was even more blowback against them, in which I basically told them, look, you guys are the ones losing out here. I'm trying to tell them the information that you guys are not telling people, and you're making it this much harder.
Yeah. I did note that Mamdani is went on Pablo Torre finds out to talk about this. So that's how much.
Wow.
Pablo, hottest sports podcast on the planet right now.
Yeah.
So Mamdani is
the whole Clippers situation is crazy in itself.
taking his message to Pablo. So that's interesting. Let's bring in a question from one of our ultras. This is Mike Thomas. This is a dumb question, but do I need to buy this with my Visa card on file, or will I be able to switch to a different card at actual checkout?
You have to do a Visa. I don't know.
To pay with Visa.
With Visa. Now, I don't know. And again, this is another thing that FIFA has not been clear about, whether it is a different Visa card that you can use, but it has to be Visa. Remember, official digital platform partner of FIFA. So, with this, I think people should also expect, hey, as it was in the previous World Cup, now that I remember in Qatar, you do have to pay everything at the stadium with a Visa. So do not be surprised by that.
Wow.
Wow. I think you might have said that last time, but that's wild.
Wow.
You just can only use one form of payment.
I would not be surprised.
I guess if you're trying to limit, trying to make sure you're staying on budget, you just get that reloadable. You get that reloadable. You put on. Oh, this is my $500 I'm spending today. I'm not spending $1 more than $500, and then you go. You go out with your reloadable. If you don't have a Visa, if you don't, okay.
Right.
Coming back to this question about households. So a person with 2 house addresses and 2 Visa cards can access double the tickets. Well,
no.
Like if you. So I guess what this person is saying is if you have one card attached to one address and another card attached to another address,
okay,
but you
so
have the same
two
name.
separate households.
That's what it says. Two addresses.
2 addresses. Yeah.
No, I don't think so. I don't think so because again, FIFA's looking as wait a minute, this is the same person. They might flag it as a potential ticket broker, scalper, et cetera. So, but again, who also has 2 households? I don't know. I know a lot of people have been asking me all sorts of scenarios, right? About this situation.
Can I use my vacation home? I don't have a vacation home, Travel. But
exactly. But but they've been asking me that. Oh, can I use my neighbor's address? How would they know? It's like, I'm not gonna tell you to use your neighbor's address like that. I mean,
but here, okay. Now we're getting into something really interesting, okay? Because if I go to the IRS and put a fake address on my tax return, I can get in trouble for that. I can get fined, maybe even go to jail. If I'm going to FIFA to buy tickets for the World Cup and I say, "Oh, that's my address," even though it's not really my address, am I really breaking the law? Am I doing something illegal here?
Maybe, and that's the thing. I can't give legal advice at that point. All right. I don't know
if police will come for you. Just say that.
Right. The FIFA attorneys are already here in Miami, right? So why are we going to even bother trying to fight with them in that respect, right? And so I think one of the main things that we're trying to deal with here is what exactly are these scenarios and these types of questions. I think another one that was very pertinent to this conversation was the number of the family itself. So many in the United States, I think in that same Henry Bushnell article, he indicated that there was about 11.5 million families in the United States with more than 4 people in the household. So 2 parents, 3 kids, they are the ones most out of luck in this entire situation because FIFA has limited those household tickets to 4 per match. And they were saying, oh, but in Paris, the average was 2.2 and this other tournament 2.8. They really missed the ball on, hey, this is like in the US and, for that matter, Mexico and Canada, this is a different cultural dynamic here. You have large families here in this part of the world, or at least that would have thought of making the World Cup an event that they would want to go to. So why would you then restrict it to 4? Looking back at this data from these other tournaments that quite frankly, a family 5 probably isn't going to make the trip out to Qatar or to Paris, but they would make it out to Kansas City if they live in Kansas City. Right. So that was the oversight.
The reason for this restriction is what is it about? Like we don't want one household to buy all the tickets or it's resale, right? It's scalpers.
It's resale.
It's resale. There's a reason to do something like this, but maybe it wasn't quite thought through, I guess is what.
I would say that's the thing. And look, I will give FIFA some points on, yes, they want to limit these scalpers. I totally get that. I can see from that logic why it would be 4, but you're also not paying attention to the bias, right? The bias you're looking at is through the past tournaments, and you're not looking at the cultural aspects of this particular World Cup, where you do have large families from all around the world that live here that would have wanted to go to a game, just not even like 3-4 years, a game with the entire multi-generational household. And now they can't. I've had many people ask me, how am I going to be able to do this? I'm basically having to tell them, look, you're going to have to ask your uncle or you're going to have to ask your brother to get your tickets for the 5th person. And hopefully this is the other part. FIFA will sit you all together because that is also not guaranteed.
Yeah, of course. Of course. Yeah, it's like buying airplane tickets on 2 reservations. Like, oh, no, we're going to be separated.
Exactly.
Like, again, I get the idea of trying to limit the scalping. This is the thing. It would be simpler if FIFA did not allow you to resell your ticket other than back to FIFA if you didn't want to, so the fact that there is any resale market is part of the problem here. Now, we've been doing this. This is all about the cluster F that was that first part and the Visa card. What's next? What happens next? And we're not at the point of buying tickets. We're at the point of getting a line to buy tickets.
So For those live in the audience, you got 43 minutes to submit your application, just in case that you're done at 11 a.m.
FIFA app
Eastern.
sounds like the quickest way right now if you're doing
We're
it.
hearing in the
Yes.
chat that the FIFA app is the way to
Yes,
go.
FIFA app is to me, it looks like the way to go for sure. Okay, so submit that in 43 minutes, only one per household. If you're asking yourself, hey, can I do it this way? You're probably already overthinking this. Just submit the one application per household, and we wait and see. No earlier than, I think they said September 29. I've heard other people say September 30th or October 1st. Basically, those 3 days, FIFA will start telling people, hey, this is when the tickets go out. Or rather, not when the tickets go out. This is when you will go to buy tickets at this exact date and time. So if you're picked, you're going to be given a date and time to buy the tickets that is available. So we don't know if even this application process made sense, because I don't know if they're going to make it so that way you can only access the tickets that you were interested in, or they're just going to open the entire store for you, right? So again, kind of goes into that cynicism of mine of like, you guys just wanted to collect data here.
Yeah.
In any case, let's say if I'm wrong, and again, that's why I said record speculations, and that way no one goes after me. Regardless of how that works, you better have your game plan ready, okay? Do not waste time. Oh, let me check, see if this, no. I don't know how much time they're going to give you. It might be 15 minutes. It might be 20 minutes. I don't know. So you better be ready to go with your game plan, as I've suggested to many folks.
And that's for the people that entered during this 9-day window, correct?
Correct. That got picked, right? So it's the enter this time window and got their application accepted. So what are you looking for? You're looking for the tickets of the games that you don't care who's playing in. So whether that be in a specific city or a specific date and time that works for you, you don't care. You just want to go see the World Cup. For marquee matches like the final, like the inaugural, if they're available, third place, like those knockout matches, you probably want to get those here in this first phase. Because again, the idea is you don't care who's playing. It's a knockout match. You go with that. And that's it, right? Like if you're looking for, or rather, excuse me, not just once, that's it. If you want to go to all the games at one stadium, good for you. You got all that money. You can go ahead and pick that venue series. Or if you want to follow your team, the team series option, this is when you would pick it. If you only want to go to one game of your favorite team, you're probably better off waiting till phase 3. We're skipping phase 2 because phase 2 is going to look the same as this, except it's not just Visa people, it's everyone with any card that can get in. But for those of you that just one game to your favorite team, you're going to wait till phase 3 sometime mid-December. Because it makes no sense for you to apply right now and buy a ticket that you don't know who's playing in that game, especially when you're looking for that specific team.
Well, Travel Football Fan, thank you for breaking it down on phase 1 deadline day, we shall call it. And I think I'll be
actually perfect
December
name
when I can just go out there and buy one ticket, please.
Yeah, man.
Everybody who's watching, Travel Football Fan, why don't you say which platforms you're on?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, TikTok until further notice, I suppose. YouTube and Blue Sky. Yeah, and you can visit me on my website as well. I'll be having my consultations opened up again later on this month. But folks, just this is what we're dealing with.
Can we just acknowledge the hustle? Can we just say thank you so much for coming on with us, but for doing it up for everybody else out there? Definitely lots of people needing guidance in this process, and as we talk about, it's a once in a lifetime thing, generally speaking, for a World Cup to come to your country, and it'd be nice to be able to take advantage of it.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the whole point here, right? I know we're dealing with a lot, but I'm myself and other content creators, we're trying to help people out, and that's what this is all about. And keep commenting on my content, folks. FIFA is seeing it. I can say that with 100% certainty. I have contacts with them and they're seeing the content, and I'm able to say, hey, look, the people are saying it, so don't come after me.
You want to be a statue, Travel? You want to be a statue? Mike says you should be a statue.
That would be pretty cool.
Especially if there's no dynamic or leveraging prices at the end of it. I'll definitely put them at every single box office. Thank you so much,